Getting right to it, I suggested in the title, Tatum's controversial benching during the Olympic 2024 games. Was it really controversial? I don't think it was controversial at all. I think as a coach and as a former player, sometimes different schemes go better with different players. I don't think Jason Tatum was a good matchup against the Serbians, so if Steve Kerr and his staff decided not to play him, I think Jason Tatum should really take this as a learning experience, and I think he will. That hey, even though I'm the only first team all NBA on this team, and there's something about my game that doesn't allow me to play against this Serbian team. Why is that? Whatever I may feel about my game, but there's some reason that these coaches think I shouldn't play. Even though I'm coming off of a championship in the NBA, even though I'm first team all NBA, I'm still not able to get on the court against this team. So I think it actually was a good decision on behalf of the coaching staff for the 2024 Olympics men's basketball team. You know, sometimes players, especially elite players from their particular team, when you play on your particular team, you got a lot of time the neon green light. You get away with a lot of extra things that a lot of other players don't get away with. So it creates a player to having bad habits where they think that those habits aren't bad. And sometimes you don't need that player or to be taking certain shots or to be experimenting with certain things at certain particular times in the game. And I think Jason Tatum is one of those players. I think he's really a great player, but he isn't all the way polished when it comes to decision making and big game moments and being that mature player. I think you get to around that 28 to 32-year-old age is where your game really start to slow down and really mature. I think he's on his way to becoming that. As a 45-year-old who played the game for over 20 years, I could look back at it now and see the different stages of my game and the different developments that your game take on. So that's probably one of the reasons why Steve Kerr decided to bench him against the Serbian team, because it was probably a matchup problem, and when having a selection of cast members that he had to go with, it really was easy for them not to go with Tatum for whatever reason it may have been. So, like I said, I think Jason Tatum should use that as motivation, along with his teammate Jaylen Brown, who was left off the team. Let's not forget about that. I did a story about that as well. If you haven't seen that, check out my other videos talking about Jaylen Brown left off the USA men's team. But they both have something to come back for now. Like, yo, we won the championship last year. You won the MVP. You wasn't even put on an Olympic game. I was put on an Olympic game. They sat me on the bench for 2 games, and I didn't even get to play. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing of playing little minutes, but to not play at all, that's another thing. That's why I don't think the whole thing is that controversial, because he ain't getting no time 2 times against Serbia. So that's something he got to think about. That would definitely motivate me. If Jason Tatum get the watch, I would say, look at that, son. You got something to still push for. Let's get to that Mamba mentality. Obviously, they're not seeing you as Mamba mentality right now, because Kobe wasn't sitting on the bench for two games like that. So that's just my thoughts. I don't want to go too much longer on this video, but I understand it from the coach's perspective. I understand how Jason Tatum could use that as motivation to come back better and stronger for next season. And him and Jaylen Brown have a point to prove. You know, now I go out there and try to win 2 in a row, 3 in a row, do like Jordan and Pippen, create a dynasty over there, and then your game speak for itself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna end it right there on that note. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment. Let me know what y'all thoughts are, so we could go back and forth on that. Live life, make it happen. Bay Bay. Peace.